The old school system is going to cover the 12-foot leadoff, the secondary, the return. We measure everything with our back foot. So for every video you see, when I refer to a certain marking, that's with our back foot. The old school system is important because it's a foundation. A lot of people like to skip this section just because it's so basic and everybody probably already has their own opinion about what they do from their old school system. I'm not here to say change that. I'm here to say this is the most important part because it's your ability to measure. The pitcher can't measure. He's going to come set, he's going to do his best to look over his shoulder, but he can't see exactly where you are. If we don't know the old school system very well, it's very hard to do creative things off of it, and we're going to end up in a high risk, high reward scenario, and we're not interested in that. We want low risk, high reward.
You'll notice as Brian walks off the bag, he walks out to his 12-foot mark. His footwork will be the same every time. Right, left, shuffle, shuffle, and this is the absolute limit of his footwork. His left foot should never cross this 12-foot line in any of the leads or any of the jumps that we do. You'll notice Brian gets in a good athletic stance at the end of the leadoff. Too often, runners get too low in this stance. Although we're lower than we typically are in our other leadoffs, we're not so low that we can't get out of our stance. Our typical rule is the further we are away from the bag, the lower we're able to go. Brian knows this footwork very well. When he played for me, we did it nearly every day. Here Brian will get his lead off and return to the base. This might seem like a minor detail, but this is one of the things we cover the most. As Brian gets out his leadoff, you can watch him do the same leadoff he did in the last video. He gets out here, sets at his 12-foot mark, and we're going to break down exactly how this happens. So we need every close play to go to us. So all these minor movements, they really matter. So the first thing he's going to do is put his right foot out and cross it. So his right foot comes back, crosses in front, and then he gets his chest to the floor early. You'll notice his hand is sliding into the bag. It's not landing on the bag. As we play this one again, walks the lead off. Watch his crossing foot and how it stays on the outside of his body while his arms rip close to his body. All this closes that window that we're able to be picked off. We need those close plays to go to our team. The secondary leadoff is extremely important to the entire system. The secondary leadoff allows us to get a dirt ball read, set up a delay steal, go first to third. So you'll really see it in nearly everything we do as long as we're not stealing. You'll see Brian get his old school lead, get 2 shuffles, and read. So as Brian takes this second shuffle, or as he takes his 2 shuffles, this is the reading time. If we come to a stop, it's going to be hard to get going again. So it's not only important to have a good secondary, but to have a good time secondary with no break in momentum. You'll see as Brian returns, we try to get to this position. It doesn't always happen perfect, but it should be a strong position with our left foot to the middle or front of the base. This position allows us to have a good foundation that if the catcher does backpick, as long as we're not sliding, and takes us to the left of this picture or to the left of the catcher, that the first baseman is going to have to reach around the runner's body. So as long as he's strong here in a firm position, it's going to make the catcher put a good throw on the bag if he decides to come down.